We get it. After all the frustration, the endless cycles of hoping for a system that actually works, you're ready for something steady. Something that delivers without constant workarounds or headaches. That's why we're excited to introduce the 2025 redesign of the Buzz CRM. Built with you in mind, it's more intuitive, faster, and smarter than ever. Finally, a CRM that sees your worth, streamlines your workflows, and gives you the tools to thrive without needing to prove yourself over and over again. Because you deserve a lifeline after all those outdated platforms. You deserve a system that keeps up with your goals and grows with your success. This isn't just a redesign, it's a revolution. Visit thebuzzcrm.com today. That's thebuzzcrm.com.
Welcome in, nerds, and thank you for coming back to another video. For all the people that have been liking and subscribing, thank you so much. Please share these videos and also make sure that you check out the audio version of this that's on the podcast, Coping with Creativity with Ricky Bolafé. This week, I want to focus on doing. And I know I talk a lot about those type of ideas of what you want to do, how to be able to cultivate your ideas in order to be able to do the things or achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And some of them, as you approach them, seem like they're completely ridiculous and will never work or anything like that. But I think a lot of channels and a lot of people will tell you that it's the spaghetti method. You just throw it at the wall and whatever sticks, sticks. So if you have a crazy idea, your best bet nowadays, especially with the competitive atmosphere that is the industry of art, you need to try it. You need to do it. You need to go out and do something. And I'll use a personal example. This shirt right here is from Bananas Records. This is a local record store in St. Pete that has been around for a very, very long time. And just this past weekend, Dominic and I, with our project DDRB, which is an acoustic folk duo, we decided that we really wanted to try and get our CD, our debut record, Bright Green, into record stores. And really the only way to be able to do that is to actually go to these record stores. Just so happened that Record Store Day was this past Saturday. So we said, why don't we do a Record Store Day tour? So we played in 4 different record stores in Florida in one day. We started off at Bananas Records in St. Pete. We went to Jesse Carl Vinyl, which is in Lakeland. Then we went to Triangle Vinyl in Claremont and finished off the day at Park Ave CDs in Orlando. We did 4 record stores, and out of the 4 of them, 3 of them decided that they were going to carry our record in their store. So now if you live in the St. Pete area, if you live in the Lakeland area, or if you live in the Orlando area, you can be able to go to those respected record stores and purchase our CD, which I know seems small, but the reality of it is we are now in record stores across Florida. A small sample size, but still record stores across Florida. And the only reason that we got to do that wasn't because we emailed them, wasn't because we Instagram DM'd them. It's because we showed up, we were present, we put forth an effort. Now, Bananas Records had a full stage, and we got to play in with a PA and monitors and everything like that, and it was fantastic, and we absolutely cannot wait to go back. The other 3, we wound up doing busking style. Jesse Carl, we literally sat in a little alcove and just played our guitars with a tip jar out there. And after the fact, they were like, thank you so much. That was awesome. And yes, of course, we'll put your record in our store. And then the same thing with the other 2. This is the kind of stuff that you get by simply being present and doing the things that you want to do, going out there and actually tangibly holding on to these things. There are so many times where you have all this planning and all these things that you want to do, dream boards and all that stuff. The only way to actually access the goals and the dreams that you have is by going out and doing it. I see a lot of people that talk about not releasing music because they're just too critical of it. They're too afraid to put it out in the world. But if you don't put it out in the world, then there's no way for anybody to hear it. So there's no way to find out whether it's worthy or not, which once again, as I've said in many videos and many, many times over and over, that worthiness is subjective anyways. There are many things that the DIY spirit can be able to give to you by just going out and doing things. Dominic and I had a free Saturday. We spent the entire day. We left at 4 a.m. to head to St. Pete, and we played 4 shows in one day, which doesn't seem like a whole lot. Some people, it may seem like an astronomical amount, but we played for like 30 minutes for every show, 4 shows in one day, traveled across Florida. The reality was that we achieved something. We not only introduced ourselves to these people, we met some people. In Claremont, we had an incredible experience where these 2 people were going to a bar. they decided they were going to skip going to the bar at that moment so they could just sit on the sidewalk and watch us play. Then after, they got buttons and stickers. They followed us on Instagram, the whole entire thing. It was a worthy experience. Plus, on top of the fact that we were able to put our record in those stores, which I was really excited to be able to do. And are we going to do this more? Absolutely, we're going to do it more. And should you do it? Absolutely, you should do it. I'm not here to say that everything that we do is going to work for you, but I'm going to tell you that worked in a small sense, and we're already moving on to a grander scale of this. But it was only because we took the shot of doing it that it actually came to fruition, and we found out. And that's been the whole project. The whole project has simply been, let's try this and see what happens. And we've been relatively successful in everything that we've done so far. On a small scale, and we're not successful in the grand sense of the word, but on this channel, I don't really like to look at success as a singular thing. I think that it is subjective, just like the art that we do. But we were successful in our eyes. And then we came back with, all right, how do we go back and do this better? How do we go back and do this on a larger scale? And I think taking that mentality of saying, I want to do this, is this feasible for me to do? And what's standing in my way of doing it? And I guarantee you, about 95% of the things that you can come up with, there's nothing standing in the way. So your only way to be able to achieve most of your goals is simply going out and doing it. Going out and achieving your goals. That's it. It sounds stupid. There are definitely some larger scale goals that even we have that is not simply just to show up and manifest. All right. I know a lot of people are going to get mad about this, but I don't believe in this manifest bullshit. I believe in doing. And if you want to just go out and stare at the ocean and say, I think something was listening. Anyways, now I'm all creeped out. Okay. If you want to go, what's going on here? There's noises that are happening behind me. I don't know why. As soon as I started talking about how manifesting is bullshit, this started happening. So I'm a little creeped out, but it is what it is. I'm just saying is that, like, I've never sat in front of a ball and manifested it to move. I've kicked it or pushed it or whatever like that. And I believe that the same principle goes for this type of thing. There is definitely a philosophy that is built into wishing things to happen, but without action, I don't believe that any of that is worthwhile, because you can just stare at the ocean and say, I'm a fish. And that's not going to change anything about it. You're going to have to actually get it in the water. People are very, very heavy into manifestation and everything like that. And Godspeed. Honestly, if that's how you get by, totally cool with you. That is just not my personality. That's not the way that I look at things. I look at doing all of my life. And I think that there's a difference between manifesting, choosing to be like, this is what I want to do, and then actually doing it. And there's a lot of people that get stuck in the manifest part of it and forget the actual doing part. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I hope I didn't offend a lot of people with the manifest thing. I know it's like a really big thing, and then weird, creepy things started happening behind me when I started talking about the oogie boogie of the manifest thing. But please don't stop manifesting. Don't stop doing that. But also maybe try doing every once in a while. Speaking of doing, like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. And make sure you listen to the audio version of this show as well. Big shout out to Bananas Records for this dope t-shirt. Make sure you check out our duo project, DDRB, right now. We have a show April 25th at Brewhouse Gallery, and it's going to be our songs and stories from the Amtrak tour. I will put the link to the RSVP down below. We also have VIPs, and I really do appreciate all the support. And I will see you next time. Bye.
And the highs, I think to myself, what a weird place to die, but at least they got the northern lights.
We get it. After all the frustration, the endless cycles of hoping for a system that actually works, you're ready for something steady. Something that delivers without constant workarounds or headaches. That's why we're excited to introduce the 2025 redesign of the Buzz CRM. Built with you in mind, it's more intuitive, faster, and smarter than ever. Finally, a CRM that sees your worth, streamlines your workflows, and gives you the tools to thrive without needing to prove yourself over and over again. Because you deserve a lifeline after all those outdated platforms. You deserve a system that keeps up with your goals and grows with your success. This isn't just a redesign, it's a revolution. Visit thebuzzcrm.com today. That's thebuzzcrm.com.